Okay, YouTubers, I'm back. It's the same day. I know I said yesterday, but I just couldn't wait. There were several things I just wanted to bring to your attention because I had been thinking. Um, the first is I purchased this some time ago from eBay, one of the suppliers. I don't even remember, but it was used to, purchased it to grind up just flours and powders. This has a blade on it. It has four blades on it. I like this for smaller mica powders, but for the annatto seeds, it's not strong enough. And that made me go back and start thinking about the um, the unit that I used earlier to grind up the annatto seeds. I've cleaned it out. First of all, that annatto tends to stain, but since I'm only using this for my craft room, it's no big deal. And thinking about the blade, I looked at the blade and examined it, and I noticed that this blade has one sharp side. The other side is kind of dull, so it's not as sharp. And that got me to thinking. I haven't tried it, but I just got me to thinking that I wondered if the unit, if it had multiple blades, would it have possibly cut? So I went back and I looked through the box that came with that magic bullet type unit, and I noticed that I had one that has, if you look at this one, still fits the same machine, three sharp blades. So there's one, I think, here's another one, and there's another one. The other one, it just turns, it's not sharp. So I'm hoping that when I use this again, but with it having more than one sharp blade, I'll get a finer powder. It's not a big deal for me today because what I have decided to do was I purchased this item some time ago from IKEA. And I think it was like $4. It's not very expensive, but it's one of those press. So what I am going to do is I'm going to put the oil in here and then press it down and then pour it into a canning jar. But if you didn't have that, one of the things that you could do is you could take like a sieve and then strain the oil in here, and it'll get out some of the larger chunks, and it'll allow some of the smaller chunks of powder to pass through, and you can add those to your oils. The only reason why I say the larger chunks, you want to remove those, is because my husband purchased a soap from someplace, and he hates using it because the chunks are too large, and it's very abrasive, and it's very hard on the skin. It's perfect for your hands if you're working outside in the garden and you need to exfoliate and get all that dirt off your hands. But to add to the face and the skin, he really does not particularly enjoy cleaning his body with that or his face with that. So this would be another option. But right now what I'm going to do is, this has been simmering in this pot. Oh, it's for a couple of hours. The temperature is 207. I'm going to unplug this because, like I said, it's been in this pot for a couple of hours now. And before I pour it in this measuring cup, I'm going to give it one good stir so that I can have all of those powders mixed up, blended very well. And then I'm going to pour this into this measuring cup so that you can see the color. It's nice and infused very well. I started off with sunflower oil. So I infused 2 cups of sunflower oil with a tablespoon of ground annatto seed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this mixture in here. It's deep red. And this annatto is supposed to make a yellowish color to a yellow to an orange color, depending on how much of this oil I use. And if you look here, it has like a screen. It has a screen, a fine screen, and some holes. So you shouldn't be able to get any kind of unground seeds through here. So I'm just going to press that down here like so. And then I'm going to get my canning jar that's already been labeled with annatto seed, or annatto, and I have my date. And the next thing I'm going to do is just going to pour this in here so that I can strain out any large seeds or oil that I don't want. That looks really good. Now I have some left over, so I'm going to have to go get another container. But that looks really good. That looks really good. Now let's see. I tend to keep containers around, so here's a plastic container. This will be the first when I make soap this week. I'll use the contents in this container first. That was quite a bit. So that made a very pretty color. I can't wait to use that. I'm excited about that. So I have all of this and this full container of this. So I'm just going to let it cool. Let's sit here and cool. And then I'll use that some other time. Thank you for joining me. Bye.